All right, people, today is Wednesday, or this is Wednesday. We're starting out with number 1, modeling and solving the problem. So our start, or dividend, is 6/10, so we'll start out modeling that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're modeling 6/10. And we are changing that by breaking it up into 1500ths. So in our groups, we need 1/10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredth blocks. So that's 1/10, and then we'll include these. 1/10, and then we need 5 of these, and then we have one more. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, when we do this in the standard algorithm, when we divide decimals, we move it. So I move this twice. So I have to move this one twice. 1, 2. Raise it to the roof, add a 0. And then from there, we would divide. We have 60, divided by 15. I know that 15 plus 15 is 30. Another 15 would be 45. Another 15 would be 60. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 15s that would fit inside of 60. Sorry about this coughing. Number 2, modeling fraction multiplication. So we're going to start out, the first factor, 2/5, dividing the model into fifths, shading in 2. Second factor on top, divide into fourths, shading in 3 of the fourths, and within the model, the cross up shows us the answer. And then, as we learn, when we multiply fractions, we multiply, simplify. So it's 2 times 3, which is 6, and 5 times 4, which is 20. And these are both even. So here, I'll take this off paper. These are both even, so we would simplify them by dividing by 2, and that would be 3, and this would be 10. And these are not both even. They're not both multiples of 3 or 5 or 10. This is prime. This is not a multiple of 3, so we are done. This is 3/10. Moving on to number 4, rounding to the nearest. And so for the very first one, we're rounding to the nearest 10th. We're going to write our number. Find the place. Move next door. If it's 5 or greater, add one more. So this is not 5 or greater. So we don't add to this. Everything behind it becomes a 0. Everything in front of it stays the same. So this would be, 8/10. This time we are rounding to the nearest 100th. So we're going to find the place, move next door. If this is 5 or greater, add one more. This is 5 or greater, so we'll add 1. This digit becomes 5. Everything behind it becomes 0. Everything in front stays the same. So this would be 8500ths, and we're going to leave off those zeros, of course, because the zeros behind it don't have any value. And then we're rounding to the nearest 1000th. So find the place, move next door. If this is 5 or greater, add one more, which it is. So we're going to add 1 to this. That becomes 8. Everything behind it becomes a 0. Everything in front stays the same. So 848 thousandths. Number 5, we need to multiply using patterns and multiples of 10. So we have 74 times 1, which is 74. Count the 0, write the 0. 74 times 10 to the second power, which is 100. Count the zeros, write the zeros. 74 times 1, count the zeros, write the zeros, and of course that's 10 to the third power, so that answer will have 3 zeros. On this side, we are multiplying Can by multiples of 10, but this time with decimals. So we would multiply as we normally would. 74 times 1. Circle, circle. Move it. 74 times 1. Circle, circle. Move it. 74 times 1. Circle, circle. Move it. Okay? Number 3, which is not this topic, but the very next topic, finding the volume of an irregular figure. So just keeping with the way that we are actually going to do this, we would separate the two figures. That's shape B, that's shape A, and then from there we're going to find the volume of each shape individually and then add the pieces together. So we'll start on the bottom. The length is 1, 2, 3, 4. The width is 1, 2, 3, because we like to find the width on this little side. The height is 1. So the volume for shape B is length times width times height, which that's going to be 12. Then for shape A, the length is 1. The width is 1, 2, 3. The height for shape A is 1, 2. They're 2 blocks high. So then the volume for shape A is 1 times 3 times 2, which is 6. And then to get them together, if this one is 6 and this is 12, we add them together to find the volume of the entire thing. So that would be 12 plus 6, which is 18. So 18 cubic units. And we express volume in cubic units because volume is found by multiplying 3 dimensions. Homework for tonight, Thursday, you are responsible for number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 5.